Hello booktubers, and welcome back to my channel. Wendy here, and welcome if you are new. So I hit 70 subscribers, guys. I am beyond thrilled. I want to thank you so much. I looked at my numbers when I came home from work today because I didn't look this morning, and I was like, wow. To me, that is like a milestone. So I want to thank you so much. I appreciate it each and every time. It shows me that you like the content on here, and I will continue to put out more content and things that you guys enjoy. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. And please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. Excuse me. After this video is over, don't forget. I really enjoy doing these videos for you guys, and I told you, from somebody that was so reluctant to do this, and without my daughter's urging, I never would have done it. And I just said, you know what, the hell with it. You know what, I love books. I'm going to talk about them. If I look like a nerd, if I don't look good, if I'm not perfect on here, I don't care. I like to keep it real. And so thank you. So today, my last video, I didn't get to do the author spotlight because it was horrendous, and I do apologize again for that video with my dog catching the bird, and it wasn't good, but I did want to catch up with you guys and just check in. So I am going to do the author spotlight tonight, and that is going to be none other than Betty Smith, the author of one of my very favorite books, and I think a masterpiece of a novel, A Tree Grows in Brooklyn. So I shared on my review, I did a whole review on that book, how much I loved it, and her writing, and the fact that she took it from real life was amazing. And so tonight we're both going to learn a little bit about Betty ourselves. And I do have some notes, so if I look down, I apologize. I just don't, I can't remember all of this. So I am getting older. So let's learn together. Excuse me. So she was born Elizabeth Lillian Weiner on December 15th, 1896, in the Williamsburg section of Brooklyn. So she really did grow up in Williamsburg. First generation German Americans, and her father John C. Werner was a waiter, just like in the book, and her mother Catherine Hummel was a homemaker. She had a younger brother William and a younger sister Regina, which wasn't in the book. When she was 4, they were living at 227 Stagg Street, and would move several times to various tenements on Montrose Avenue and Hopkins Street. So they finally settled at the top floor of a tenement on Grand Street, which is where they moved to in the movie as well. So she had a very deep interest in theater from the time that she was young. And she and her younger brother, Willie, they attended Saturday matinees at Brooklyn theaters. They used to pay 10 cents each to get in, and it allowed them to stand in the gallery. In later autobiographical statement, Smith noted, "In all the years of growing up, I saw at least one play a week. I ran errands, made childish sacrifices of penny candy, tended babies, brought back deposit bottles. I had one objective: to get together a dime a week to see the Saturday matinee at one of the Brooklyn stock companies in our neighborhood." So in 1916, she was able to see Sarah Bernhardt perform as part of her farewell tour of the United States. Despite Bernhardt having lost a leg to infection, her memories of the performance, excuse me, I apologize, guys. Her memories of the performance and of Bernhardt's lovely speaking voice and her limpid gestures remained everlasting. So she didn't finish high school, but she was allowed to take university classes, excuse me, like college classes. And she wrote several plays, and she was given a full production. One of the plays she wrote was given a full production in Ann Arbor in June 1930, and later that same year was performed at the Detroit Playhouse. Her life reached a turning point when she won the University of Michigan's Avery Hopwood Award, and that was for the play that she had written. And at the end of her drama studies at Yale, she and her children, she had two girls, returned to live briefly in her mother's house in Woodside, Queens. And in 1935, she had an opportunity with the Works Project administration arose, and Smith began working for the Federal Theater Project as a play reader. In 1936, she and some other federal project members, including Bob Finch, shifted to Chapel Hill, North Carolina to participate in regional theater activities. So she was involved in the theater as well. In the 1930s, Smith began to shift her attention more to playwriting, to attempting a novel. So she shifted her focus from writing the plays to writing a novel and got serious about it. And in total, Smith wrote 4 published novels. 3 of which took place in Brooklyn. They had a Brooklyn setting to them. So her first novel was obviously A Tree Grows in Brooklyn. That was published in 1943, and then the book became an immediate bestseller and it catapulted Smith to fame. So 4 years later, in 1947, the novel Tomorrow Will Be Better appeared. And it would be another 11 years before Maggie Now, that was her 3rd book, was published in 1958. Smith's 4th and final novel, Joy in the Morning, was published in 1963. So while living and working in Chapel Hill, she produced a novel with the working title They Lived in Brooklyn, and it was rejected by several publicists before Harper and Brothers showed an interest in 1942. Working with Harper editors, she revised the novel, trimming the publication, and was released in 1943 as a title, A Tree Grows in Brooklyn. Later acknowledged the novel and its heroine, Francie Nolan, was largely based on her own life experiences. The novel is also often categorized under the Bildungsroman literary genre. So, and then she wrote Tomorrow Will Be Better. That was published next in 1947. It was set in the tenements of the 1920s Brooklyn, very much like A Tree Grows in Brooklyn. And the second book drew critical comparisons to A Tree Grows in Brooklyn. So to the first, because both novels dealt with family life in Brooklyn and the struggle with poverty. So Margie Shannon is the central character in Tomorrow, is from a poor family with a dominant mother. She meets and is courted by Frankie, a fellow Brooklynite, also contending with poverty, and they strive to improve their lot, attempting to overcome the many personal and financial obstacles in their way. So a lot of her books, or at least 3 out of the 4, had to do with Brooklyn as their setting. And then so she... just a little note about her personal life. As a child, they did call her Lizzie, and she had difficulty pronouncing the Z's. So her family took to calling her Liddy. And she had a younger brother, William, and a younger sister, Regina. Her relationship with her father she was very close to her father, even though, he was an alcoholic. And he only provided very sporadically, just like in the book and the movie, to his family. He was like a singing waiter, so he didn't always work because of his alcoholism, but so everything was very sporadic, and her mother used to be a janitress in the tenant building, just like the movie. He did die in December 21st, 1913 at the age of only 40, so he was very young. And her mother married a second time to Michael No, an Irishman 13 years her senior, who worked in the city's public works department. So he had a good job. The marriage brought long-needed financial stability to the family. So it definitely helped out the family, financially. And so 2 of the children took on his name, or he adopted them, but she was the only one who didn't. And around the age of 22, they do state that she may have suffered the trauma of sexual abuse. Although she never directly identified anyone, her late correspondence and writing suggests the involvement of her stepfather, Michael Coe. Additionally, after leaving the Coe household in 1914, she returned infrequently and then only briefly until he died in 1933. So there might have been something there. She married 3 times, and like I said, she had 2 daughters. And so On January 17th, in 1972, she did die of pneumonia in Shelton, Connecticut, and she was 75 years old. She's buried in Chapel Hill Memorial Cemetery in Chapel Hill, North Carolina, alongside her third husband, Robert Maurice Finch. So a large double marker denotes the graves with the inscription, Betty Smith Finch, author of A Tree Grows in Brooklyn, 1896 to 1972, on the left-hand side of her grave. So that's a little bit about Betty Smith, and I love that her books were set in Brooklyn, and especially that A Tree Grows in Brooklyn was tailored after her upbringing. I love books like that. So I'm glad we got to learn a little bit about her together. I do plan on reading her other 3 books, because since I read A Tree Grows in Brooklyn, I just love her writing, and I love that she writes about experiences in her own life. I love authors like that, and genres like that. You know, you guys already know that I love memoir, so it didn't take much to get me to love that book. But so that is it for today. I'm still reading, still reading, but I'm almost done. I got, I think, 2 more chapters to Project Hail Mary, and I am very, very excited to finish it. And I'm a little bit sorry, because I'm really enjoying this book a lot. I told you guys, I joined MJ from Reading This Life on Discord, and she's got a reading group, and that's the book we're reading for June. So thoroughly enjoying that. So thank you so much for spending this time with me. I hope this little information that I shared about Betty Smith that you liked. Next month we'll do another author spotlight. We'll pick somebody new, and we'll learn about them together. And please have a wonderful week. Join me back here again on Friday. Don't forget. And we will do some catch up, see what I've been reading besides Project Hail Mary, and catch up of the whole week. And that's it. So I will see you guys on Friday. Have a wonderful week. See you next time.